How's it going, crew? Just trying to snorkel up the quad here. I wanted to extend the snorkels after a little, our last run up north. Jake, the brother-in-law, almost swamped her. Went right up to the rack here with the water when he was going through a hole. It didn't look deep at all, and all of a sudden the front end was gone. So I've been just kind of plugging away, trying to figure out how to do everything here. Wanted to do it all at a schedule 42-inch PVC, so I've been just plugging away, trying to figure out what needs to go where, and putting a lot of thought to it. So just want to give you guys a bit of an update. Right here, coming out of the air box, all I did was pull the extension off, and I got a 1.5 to 2 inch fernco going into 2-inch PVC. Nothing's glued up right now. I'm just kind of dry fitting everything right now. Going into the 45, and then that's going to come out of the center of the pod there. So I just got to drill the hole for that. So as you can see, just popped right on there. It's pretty straightforward. Little nipple on the 45. You do need to cut a little bit of the support here away. As you can see right in there, I cut that side there and that side there, and a little bit of the bottom as well. But I left a fair amount of it down there. You can kind of see with the light. I left it as much as possible just for structural support and everything. But once you get the 45 in, you can kind of play it and see how it works out. It's a little bit of tinkering, but once you figure it out, it's pretty good. CVT exhaust is really straightforward. All you need to do is cut it off right here, as you can see with the exhaust right there. See, cut it right along, right above the line here. And all I'm going to do is stick a hose clamp on there, silicone it, good to go. I currently have a 90 PVC on here, but that's not how it's actually going to go. I ordered in some 90-degree ferncos, and what that will allow me to do is connect onto here, somewhere probably down here, be coming out 90 2-inch fernco, and tighten it onto here, onto this pipe here with the nutsert, and come out underneath the gauge pod right in here and be able to tighten that up. So that way when I put my horn on, like so, that's backwards. Anyway, comes out like that. I'm going to be able to go underneath and tighten it up from underneath and keep that horn in there, and be able to remove the left and the right horns off the machine. What else? So that's those two. The air intake, I'm just going to drill the center of the pod here and have it so that way when you remove the left and the right horn, you can just simply slide this up and off of the air intake. So I might change that, but so far that seems like the best course of action. Going underneath here, gonna grab the light. Going underneath here, so I kept the factory fernco on there, and the factory little plastic extension went into a 2-inch fernco. It's a bit of a tight fit, but it works pretty damn good. Into a 90, going across the top of the front cylinder. And again, I'll do a little bit of a cut list and everything too, and kind of help you guys along if you are planning on extending your snorkels and you want to do it yourself. So again, it's all out of Schedule 40 PVC. I'm also going to wrap that with some reflective tape and give it a little bit of heat wrap, right? Because if you can see in there, I know the camera's sideways and it probably sucks on your screen, but that kind of gives you a good view through of where it comes up existing to new. Into the 90, across with a straight piece, into another 90 that goes up, and then that fitting right there that you see is a 45. And what that allows is once you come to the top of the machine, it's a double 45, real tight to each other. And that just gives me enough room to get this this into the machine a little bit, because if not, if you don't do the double 45, you get a little too close to this plastic here and it starts pushing it out. So hopefully that will work when I get the 90-degree ferncos in. We'll know for sure when we get them. And then again, gonna drill the hole out of the side here. Got a hole saw kit. The pipe's 2 3/4 of an inch. The only hole saw that I was able to find is 3-inch, so gonna have a little bit of slack in it, but I'm gonna come up with something clever to do with that. Maybe I'll put some silicone on it or something. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Very as you can tell, straight up 90 over 90 up, double 45 to get yourself a little bit of space. And in a future video or in the descriptions, I'm going to lay out a cut list, probably in a future video as I'm kind of putting it together. For the horns, that's what I'm calling them, the horns. So we're going to have a left and a right side. They're going to sit like this. So this will go onto the machine like so, obviously how it's meant to. And then this is going to come out the side like that. You see? So it's going to come out the side there with the 90-degree fernco, and hopefully that all works out. And then come up to the center. And then the air intake is going to come up the center like that, and well, that's the wrong piece, but ultimately it's going to sit on top like a triangle. So that's kind of the plan there. So far, it's a little difficult to find this the 45s with the clean bends. I found them here in Canada at TSC, Tractor Supply Co. And so far it's been kind of the best place to buy them. And then what I'm also doing is I'm using couplings instead of pipe, so that way to get your extensions, right? Using the couplings, you don't shrink diameter-wise all the way up, so that way it looks nice and clean. I already did a test piece with some rocker guard on the PVC, and it works pretty good. Doesn't scratch easy. Seems to be holding up pretty good, so we'll give that a shot and see how it goes. I'm going to paint all underneath here too, because I figured you don't really see it too much, but it'll look prettier if it's black. You guys can message me any questions. As you can tell, I didn't really cut a whole lot. I removed the down vent for the CVT exhaust. That piece of plastic in here that directs all your CVT exhaust back at the exhaust pipe itself at the headers. And like I said, cut the pot a little bit. So there's very minimal cutting, but you do need to cut a couple things to get everything to fit. And it takes a little bit of planning and a little bit of just kind of sitting back and getting a good plan together of how you want to come out where. I got to take this off and everything, and then I got to try and find a unique or cool way of filtering the end of the horns, because I want to run a bit of a pre-filter on them. But as you can tell, nice and clean underneath. Everything's straightforward. This the panel protecting the engine and everything underneath, it does hit the fittings right here, so I'll probably take a Dremel and just cut that little square out, so that way I can have that protection back on. Not worried about the PVC getting hit or anything, but I am a little worried about the the winch control there and the power steering. Don't want to get a stick or a log or anything jammed up and in there. So other than that, I'm gonna do I'll do an updated video kind of showing how to actually lay all this stuff out, and like I said, cut lengths and everything like that, and I'll do a parts list as well, so that way you guys know exactly what you need to buy, and then you can make a decision if you want to do it yourself or you want to buy a kit. So, alright, Like, subscribe. Talk to you guys later.